Hey everyone, welcome to the Delivery Driver Pit Stop. My name is Michael. I'm your healthy host, getting healthier every day. I hope everybody's having a great Thursday. I have some news that I would like to relay to you guys. I always like to read between the lines with the data given to me and when I analyze data because GrubHub and other companies they say they're transparent with the way they pay you and et cetera, but as we found out, that is not true with GrubHub not telling anybody they're hiding the payouts. Hiding the addresses, hiding the tips. So they've already proven when they say they're transparent, they're really not. Anyway, again, I like to read between the lines, read the tea leaves, and now this is my own prediction, my own theory. So it's not official, so I don't need anybody calling me out on it, but I'm going to tell you my own experience with the new pay scheme, because it is a pay scheme. It's not a pay model, it's a scheme, and how bad it is. And yesterday, I was out for dinner with my wife at California Pizza Kitchen here locally. It's located in the mall complex where we're at. It's when I get deliveries from there, pickups from there, sometimes I cringe because it is a difficult pickup because you have to park and walk all the way in, and a lot of times a lot of people reject them, but I know the people there somewhat. And while I was eating, they sat us near where the to-go pickups are, where GrubHub, DoorDash, Postmates come in and pick up orders, and they will line up orders to be picked up. And I got there, like about 4:30-ish, and I noticed there were 4 orders lined up. 5 o'clock came, those same 4 orders lined up. We were finishing up our dinner about 45 minutes, so about 5:15, those 4 orders were still there. They weren't big orders, they weren't small orders, but they were orders. So I called our food server over, and I said, look, I work for GrubHub. I noticed those orders have been sitting there. I said, can you tell me the last few days, how has it been on pickups? She says, it's been a nightmare. Orders will sit for hours at a time. I said, was this like this before this last weekend? She says, no. She said, something changed over the weekend, and a lot of these orders are just sitting, and they're just sitting because people don't want to come pick up these orders that are, just not worth it. That's one anecdotal evidence on my part that, this new pay scheme here is not working. On the way home, another restaurant I pick up from that I'm friends with the manager, it's a pizza place. So I said, I told my wife, I'm going to stop in real quick. I stopped in, talked to him for a few minutes, and I said, how have the orders been lately? He says the orders have been the same as in volume, but the pickups have been not well. He says now they do not start these orders until the driver shows up, because he said he's had to throw several orders away since Monday, this last Monday, because no one comes and picks them up. They just sit. Again, anecdotal evidence, but it's my experience, and I think this is, again, you have to read between the lines. Something that's very evident, the last 2 days, on Tuesday at 1:43 p.m., GrubHub pushed a notification saying that they're busy and they need drivers in our area. Where you get the ding ding and it shows, log in, we need drivers. On a weekday at 1:43 p.m., I've never, ever got a push notification in the 8+ months I've done this that they need drivers at 1:43 in the afternoon on a weekday because they're busy. They're not busy. They're just, if they were busy, I just don't think they were busy. I looked on the schedule, there was no blocks to be taken. So what that tells me, I know you add 1 + 1, that there's drivers out there since there's no blocks at this time, because I immediately pulled up blocks, see if there's any blocks for that time. There's no blocks. So there are plenty of drivers There were just not drivers going to pick up those orders, so Grubhub has no choice but to push notification, we're busy, to try to force more drivers to log in to go pick up these orders that are sitting. Yesterday, 4:40 or 4:33 p.m., I got another push notification. This was on Wednesday, that they need drivers in my area. Again, I went over, checked the blocks. No blocks available. Last night, I kid you not, at 9:19 p.m., I got a push notification again from Grubhub locally that they need drivers because the region is busy. That's 3 push notifications in 2 days. That's more push notifications for areas being busy, my area being busy, than I've got in the last 8 months. So if you put together what this food service said at California Pizza Kitchen, and me observing these food orders on the handout row, just sitting there for the 45 minutes I ate dinner with my wife, just sitting, not being picked up. Me stopping at my friend's pizza place, he's the general manager, and I asking him, he says, the last week has been horrible for pickups, and they're not starting their orders now until the driver actually arrives, which can be sticky because pizza takes 15-20 minutes to pick up. That, along with the 3 push notifications in the last 2 days, all this since Monday, this whole week, since the new pay model scheme has gotten, has went live here. I mean, if it walks like a duck, and it talks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, and whatever duck does, it's a duck. Now, am I saying for sure this is the result of the new pay scheme, pay model that Grubhub has pushed out? No. This is my own experiences, and I believe that I'm experienced enough, and I'm smart enough, even though some people don't think so, to, see everything and take everything as a whole, all the evidence as a whole, and, make smart, educated guesses what's happening, and this is what's happening. So continue to stay strong, continue to know your worth, and only accept orders that is worth your time. So if you think $3 or $4 Taco Bell orders are worth your time, more power to you. I do not. As my motto always says, no tip, no trip. Okay? I'm curious if you're seeing the same thing in your area. If you'd be so kind to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me if you've seen food orders sitting, or you've seen these restaurants now on this new pay scheme not starting the food until you get there. And some people say, well, they don't care if the restaurant doesn't start the food until I get there. I'm getting paid for the time waiting. Have you broke down the time waiting you're getting? What is it, 5 or 6, 7 cents a minute? Really? You call that waiting? You call that worth your time? I don't call it worth my time. As always, I appreciate you tuning in today for this. Going to be a 9-minute pit stop. If you enjoy the video, you enjoy my content, you enjoy and you find value in what I do, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that doorbell so you're notified anytime I release important videos such as this. Make sure you post your comment in the comment section below, letting people know what you guys think of the new pay scheme if you're on it. If you see any decreases or increases in pay. I'm thinking with what I've seen out in the rural areas where there's just a couple drivers, this is going to be beneficial. But in this big city and places that are super busy, I don't think this new pay scheme is going to be very, very profitable, especially when you factor in your personal income tax and your self-employment tax. You again are offsetting anything you make, and you are paying for it. You're paying to be delivering food. Also, more people have asked, the link for my No Tip, No Trip shirt is in the description below. It's through redbubble.com. I make about 79 cents roughly a t-shirt. So if you want to support the site, please order a shirt through them. Enough of the shameless plugs. As always, I thank everybody for joining me for this, 10-minute pit stop. We will see you next time on the Delivery Driver Pit Stop, everybody. Have a great Thursday. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.